Shush! It's time for The Shelf. Whangarei District Libraries Radio on Beagle Radio. Oh!
Tēnā koutou katoa, no mai whakaronga mai ki The Shelf, he punua pāhoa mai i ngā whare pukapuka I Whangarei I Beagle Radio 88.1 FM. I pahuri koutou I ngā hōtaka me o hautu ki ngā whare pukapuka I YouTube.
Hello everyone, welcome to The Shelf, a podcast for Whangarei District Libraries on Beagle Radio 88.1 FM. And streaming online at beagleradio.co.nz. To catch up on episodes you might have missed, subscribe to the Whangarei District Libraries YouTube channel.
Kia ora, my name is LJ.
Kia ora, my name is Andy. I haven't been here for a little while.
I haven't either, I feel a bit rusty. I'm a cataloguing services librarian at Whangarei District Libraries and one of the hosts of our what would you call it? Fortnightly podcast.
Yeah.
The Shelf.
Yeah, it's good to be back. And we've got a few things we'd like to talk about. We were quite excited just to talk about them on the way here.
Yeah.
So
hopefully we've left something in the tank.
yeah. Hopefully we have the same excitement when we're talking about it now.
Yeah.
Let's start with what we are reading.
Cool. What have you been reading, Andy?
I've been reading a book called Wanderlust, An Eccentric Explorer, An Epic Journey, A Lost Age, by Reid, Mitenbuler. And this is the story of Peter Freuchen. He was a Danish explorer, and he has he lived quite an interesting life. So this book is all about him, and he did a lot of writing as well. So there's a lot of journals and stories corroborated by other people, and he has earned a name on social media because of one particular thing. I'll get into that in a minute.
Yeah.
What he did was he was on these adventures in the Arctic. He explored Greenland when it was still mostly an unknown wilderness to Europe. Obviously, there were already people living there. But Peter Freuchen went to Greenland, immersed himself in Inuit communities, and was, for his time, this was the very early 20th century, he was quite open-minded about Inuit culture. He was an anti-racist, too, as you can understand at the time, colonization was quite racist.
All the rage.
And it was huge. Big business.
Yeah, he was very outside the social norm. Just jumping in. I've read part of it, and I actually, it's a librarian favorite because Meredith recommended it to me, but I know if there's a few other librarians that have read it off the back of her recommendation, and I ran out of time. I had to return it to the library, but hearing you talk about it has made me want to pick it up again. But yes, continue, Andy.
Oh, sure. I'm about a quarter of the way through the book. I'll just give a summary of the first chapter. Peter Freuchen is trapped in some snow and is unlikely to be rescued. So the chapter ends on a cliffhanger. Basically, what is he going to do next? Well, Peter Freuchen has earned a nickname on social media, the poop knife guy.
Sorry. I'm giggling like a 3-year-old over here.
But it is funny.
It is funny, yeah. But I also feel for him. He's got this incredible legacy, and he's been effectively reduced in pop culture to, the poop knife guy.
And that's because, supposedly, according to legend, he dug himself out of a life-threatening
I think
avalanche.
Like a snowfall, avalanche.
By digging himself out with a knife constructed by his own poop.
Yeah, as the name alludes to.
Frozen, of course.
Yes.
And I am not yet at that point in the book, but I'm reading it and thinking, when's the poop knife part coming? When's the poop knife? I want to know all about it. I want to know if it actually happened.
Yeah.
I'll just say I have doubts.
Yeah,
great
like I say,
story.
I didn't make it there. I had to return it. So yeah, I can't even answer that.
So we have one of the things about the book that got my attention first was the cover. The man is there's a picture of him with his wife, and he is just gigantic and wearing a fur coat,
Yeah,
which makes him look a bit like a bear.
that's
And
what I was just gonna look up how tall he was, because I think it's a combination. I think she's tiny and he's huge.
I think
So-
the book said 6'5".
Yeah,
Pretty big.
The proportion.
And with a fur coat, you just look
yeah,
bigger.
it's deeply impressive stature.
Yeah, and well, the part in the book that I'm up to now is he's in Greenland on I think his second expedition, and World War I has started, and he didn't know about it because he was probably in, oddly, the safest part of the world at that point, if you consider
Yeah.
Greenland to be Europe or North America. It's nevertheless away from the fighting. And communication had been kind of cut off with Europe, or rather slowed down because of German U-boats.
Yeah.
So he didn't know about it for many months, and that's where I'm at.
Yeah, I think that's roughly about where I got up to as well. So, yeah, it's really interesting. Apparently he's 6'7".
Oh,
Yeah, according to, I mean, I don't know, but I haven't verified the efficacy of the source. I just quickly Googled, but yeah,
I want to talk about
impressive.
just one more book that I'm reading. I'm listening to the audiobook of Wanderlust about Peter Freuchen. This is a physical book in my hand right now. Speaking of amazing covers, this book is called Sword in the Storm by David Gemmell, and its cover looks ridiculously bad. I placed a hold on it because I heard it was exciting, and then I was disappointed to see this. I wish I could show
Andy,
everybody.
did you judge a book by its cover?
I totally
He's
did.
showing it to me now, and I must say I can understand the it's dated.
It's
Shall
of
we?
its
Shall we? Of its time,
Yes,
yeah.
Early 2000s, late 90s.
A lot of the fantasy had quite corny covers.
It shows a man holding a sword. He looks a bit like he's wearing very short shorts and and running with a wolf.
Yeah.
Or is that a bear? That's a bear.
Yeah, I think it's a bear.
Yeah, well, no matter. I was not impressed. But I started reading it, and I haven't put it down.
Oh, well, there you go. So you've learned your lesson.
I learned my lesson.
Don't judge a book by its cover,
What have you been reading?
even if that cover is particularly bad.
Yeah.
What have I been reading? Okay, it's been a while since I've been on the shelf. I've got a quick highlight reel. I think I mentioned Stargazers by Duncan Sarkies the last time that I was on, but I finished it, so I want to recommend it. It's kind of a satire of our current world, but told through the microcosm of an alpaca professional breeding community in New Zealand, based in New Zealand. It was longlisted for the Ockham Book Awards, but didn't make the shortlist. But I still think it's well worth picking up. It's very well written. It's a bit different, maybe from what I don't even know if it's different from what I'd usually read, because I wouldn't be able to tell you what I normally read, but so it's kind of all over the shop. But it was probably outside of something I'd usually pick up, but I was really drawn by the blurb when I was having a look through the long list. And yeah, I know some people were disappointed by the ending, but I think because it was meant to be an allegory for real life, without spoiling it, I think that the way that he did the ending was in line. I think otherwise the allegory, if all the, trying to speak in general terms, if all the baddies had got their comeuppance in the kind of satisfying way that you often get at the end of the novel, that's not really what happens in real life. So I think that the allegory wouldn't have held up as well as it did if he didn't finish it the way he'd finished it. There we go. Hopefully that was suitably vague enough to not ruin it. But it was good. Another one is Adrift, The Curious Tale of the Lego Lost at Sea by Tracey Williams. It was really neat. It caught my eye when I was cataloguing it. It was just so beautifully laid out. And it's about, sort of initially about the 1997 Tokyo Express cargo spill, which had a lot of Lego on board. And
I remember that.
Yeah, so it's the story of like how it's been showing up ever since, but she also talks about, it's kind of organized into these chapters of like, talks about beachcombing and environmental concerns and what's happened with like other cargo spills, and so it kind of uses that as the starting point and shoots off into a number of interesting directions. I think we've got it in the adult collection, but I think like teens could read it as well. It's a very it's not overly complex language or anything like that, and it's a really interesting story, interesting discussion place, but it's also just beautiful the way that they've put it together. It's a really lovely little book. You might see it popping up on our social media photo of it sometime soon. But that was just another one that I might not have sought out, but came across my desk. And then 2 poetry collections. One is Lord of the Butterflies by Andrea Gibson, who passed away last year, I think it was, from cancer. But one of my favorite poets, and I realized that I've read and listened to a lot of their poetry, but not actually read one of their collections cover to cover. So I picked that one up, which is just beautiful. Favorites of mine include Good Light, America Wakes Me in the Middle of the Night, Hurt the Fly, and All the Good in You. There's a documentary that's come out, I think it's on Apple TV, about their life that I'm excited to listen to. But they just have a beautiful way of writing, especially if you have experienced mental illness or what it's like to be different. I really recommend their poetry. Another one, which was a collection, not written all by one person, but it's called Like a Hammer, Poets on Mass Incarceration. It's edited by Diana Marie Delgado, and it's written by some people that are currently incarcerated in the American prison system, formerly incarcerated peoples, but also their family members. And sometimes it can be hit and miss when you have a collection where it's all been written by different people, but this one is so well curated and organized. It flows together really well, and I think it gives you a really good introductory look into what the carceral system in America is like, without being in a different way, obviously, because it's poetry. So like it's not this sort of dense non-fiction text, but people's first-hand experiences. Shows you the impact on generations and people's lives. I really highly recommend that one as well. And then to wrap up, we're talking for a while. I am currently reading. Well, I'm also on for the listener. I study my library degree part-time, so this time of year between like June to October is usually where I take a break, and so I read a lot during this time, trying to catch up on everything that I want to read. I don't think I'll ever read every book that I want to read in this lifetime, but I'm going to keep trying. So I'm currently reading, so that's what I have been reading, and then what I'm currently reading at the moment and listening to. So I'm reading Replace the State, How to Change the World When Elections and Protests Fail by Sasha Davis, which has kind of a not scandalous is not the right word, but it's definitely a title that grabs you. But I think it's so far it's very interesting. I'm only a couple of chapters in, but it has some case studies. It kind of talks about, what mechanisms like protests useful for like what they do and what they don't do, and those kind of things. So I'm interested to see where it goes. Like I said, I've pretty much just started it, so I don't have a lot of insight yet. And then the last one, which listeners might have heard of or their kids might have read, Redwall by Brian Jacques. I think the first book came out in the mid-'80s, and the last book, there's like something ridiculous in the series, like maybe 20-something books. It's a children's series about animals. The main characters are mice. But I never read it. It was one of those ones that was around when I was in school, but I just didn't seem to be one that I picked up on. But I'm really enjoying the audiobook because the narrator is doing such a good job of all these different accents, which is nice when you're listening to a fiction on audio, because sometimes it can be easy to go, oh, what character is saying this again, or who's this again? So far, my favorite character is Brother Methuselah, who's the recorder and gatekeeper of the Redwall Abbey, and thought to be the oldest mouse in Redwall. And yeah, he's kind of, what's the word? Wise, but also a little bit of a, oh, you should listen to me, or a bit of a know-it-all, maybe. I think I identify with him quite a lot. And then the spiritually, yeah, I feel internally sometimes they're quite old. But yeah, so he's kind of the archivist. But yeah, the big baddie is Clooney the Scourge, and he's a rat with the American accent. Sorry, Andy. So far it's quite fun. It's like I say, I don't know how many in the book. I don't think I'll read all 20 in the series, but I just wanted to read a series that I know is a favorite of many people that I've never read. So yeah, that's everything that I've been reading, listening to.
Yeah, it sounds fun, like a busy time.
Yeah.
I have two on the go: audiobook and a paperback.
Yeah, we usually got a non-fiction, a fiction, and then an audio running.
But we have a song dedicated to Peter Freuchen.
Yes.
And what is that song called?
That song is a Johnny Cash song, and it is called "I've Been Everywhere." You're listening to The Shelf, a radio show for Whangarei District Libraries on Beagle 88.1 FM. That song was I've Been Everywhere by Johnny Cash.
I want to talk about from page to cinema.
Ooh,
so when
controversial.
It actually is. But when a book is adapted into a movie, and originally I wanted to do this because of the popularity of Project Hail Mary, and how we just happened to notice that the book got a lot of requests on it because of the movie. Now I have seen the movie. I have not read the book.
Same. And I also have a controversial opinion that I didn't really like the movie that much. But you go ahead, Andy.
I liked the movie.
Yeah.
But there were some parts of it where I thought, no, why? but overall, very beautiful movie. They really played up the visuals. And I like Ryan Gosling, of course. I liked the Rock actor. Not Dwayne Johnson.
That was where my mind went to.
We will say no more about Project Hail Mary because we don't want to ruin it for everyone.
or get attacked for not having. But I know there's other librarians that loved it. Penny has both read and watched it.
Okay.
And I know there's a few others as well. But I think that, sorry, Penny, to out you here, but I think she might have been to see it in the cinema a couple times. But yeah, she's also listened to it. So we do have it on audiobook as well as physical copy. if you're interested in forming your own opinion.
I would like to, yeah. But the reason that I went forward with this segment was because I watched the movie Troy over the weekend. Troy from the early 2000s with Brad Pitt and pretty much everyone else. Stacked cast. And it's based, of course, loosely on the Iliad by Homer. And I actually liked the movie.
Yeah,
the critics at the time made it sound like it's just bad, but they hated every movie. But I liked it, and I've read the Iliad. I read it in school.
Yeah, me
and
too.
I think that in terms of character and story developments, the movie hit the nail on the head in many ways. And still a really exciting movie. But the main angle I wanted to use just to start was that films often overshadow the books that inspire them. I think more people are going to watch Project Hail Mary than read the books. And it's kind of sad, but this is a testament to how much money probably goes into film advertising versus publishing a book.
That's true.
Maybe even the lack of reading for pleasure. I didn't dive too deep in the numbers there. What I do know is that sometimes there are movies that are so different from the books that they're based on that it tells a very different story altogether, even omitting details. I mentioned Troy earlier. Well, the Iliad has the gods as characters intervening in the war. Troy doesn't have that at all.
Yeah.
It's all human. So I was hoping we could talk about a few recent examples of books adapted into movies. And some of these aren't so recent, but I think they're worth talking about. Well, like I said, what I've seen is that books' popularity spikes when there's a movie adaptation. Like
Definitely.
Wuthering Heights.
Yeah. Don't get me started. Great book. Recommend the book.
Book and the song. So, I came up with two recent-ish movies that were very similar to the book. A Man Called Uwe by Frederick Bachman and The Unlikely Pilgrimage of Harold Fry by Rachel Joyce. And A Man Called Uwe, I'm not sure how to say it correctly.
I think, it's like, yeah, well, you're in the right direction with Uwe, I think. Possibly our Swedish listeners are cursing their devices.
If you want to give us an email and feedback, please do. We love feedback. But the book and the movie are quite similar, including full lines of dialogue, the whole story structure, even of the present tense to flashing to the past.
Yeah, I loved both.
To tell a different story from the past and why is this man the way he is. The book it's basically about a grouchy old man, but when you think about it, he's in his late 50s. He's not that old.
Oh, yeah, that's true. I didn't
He's just
think about that when I read it.
A very hard time.
A difficult life. I think I really like that about, I've read a lot of Frederick Bachman's work, like Anxious People, and My Grandmother Told Me to Tell You That She's Sorry, or something like that. It's quite a long title. But I really like his work because it investigates, like, I'm sort of going on a tangent here, but it investigates sort of seemingly normal everyday people that you might look at face value, and you make a judgment, like the people in Uwe's community have this judgment of him as this cantankerous old man. He's awful. People can't understand why. And then, by the end of both the book and the movie, you're seeing this completely different side of him, and you're understanding how he got to be in the position that he is now. And that's like a lot of Frederick Bachman's work explores that kind of thing, which is of interest to me personally. Like, I like to understand people, why they are the way they are, make the decisions that they make. But yeah, that was really faithful. We were just talking about it before while the song was playing, that I know they made an American version as well with Tom Hanks. I haven't seen that version.
The Man Called Otto?
Yeah.
A Man Called Otto.
Yeah, but the Swedish movie adaptation is the one that I have seen, and yeah, like Andy, and I think it's the one you've seen as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, that version is very faithful. Obviously, you have to watch it with subtitles on, but
yes.
I think it probably captures the cultural element of it being written from a Swedish perspective, perhaps as well, a lot better than and one that's been adapted for American audiences could, in my personal opinion.
Yeah, and I'll just briefly plug another, The Unlikely Pilgrimage of Harold Fry. The movie and the book are almost identical, and I loved the book. The movie had me bawling. It was a great movie. Yeah. One small change in it, but I won't get into that because it's a great story altogether.
Yeah, I remember
you should read it.
I remember you talking about that book when you read it, so maybe I will give it a go.
I'll talk about an adaptation that is very different from the source material. Have you ever read Once Were Warriors?
I actually haven't. I haven't read it. I haven't seen it.
Okay.
Just because I know some of the content in it, and I've just never been able to bring myself to.
It's a rough movie and book. It's not so recent, but the movie is, of course, a hit. So many people have seen it in New Zealand mainly. Once Were Warriors tells the story, the brutal story of the Heke family, and would you believe it, but the book is more brutal.
Wow.
And the book is told from the first-person narrative of different characters. And that includes the notorious Jake Heke, whose story follows a path of a tragic character. But in the movie, he doesn't really change at all. He remains this violent yet very stubborn person. In the book, he has a different trajectory or arc.
Interesting.
And a lot of the book is also from his wife's point of view, Beth Heke, and it's equally hard to read because it's a sort of stream of conscious, and it's also hard to read because she's sometimes drinking herself into a stupor, and that's pretty harrowing to read. The movie is mostly based on Beth's character development, and the second half of the book is completely different from the movie. In fact,
that's so interesting.
And I wonder how they can have the same title, but it works. The movie works. Please read the book if you've seen the movie, or one or the other. Another example is One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
Oh my gosh, yeah. I've read that. I've seen that years ago.
But the movie's about Jack Nicholson in a mental asylum, but the book is told from the point of view of another inmate, just about him.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, and it tells a totally different story. I won't say any more because of time, but that is a great work of American literature and a great movie as well. I'll briefly highlight one more, The Green Knight, based on Sir Gawain and the Green Knight, which is maybe a 13th century poem. I don't know the year.
No, I don't.
So long ago. 100 years, give or take. It's a newish movie with Dev Patel playing a knight in King Arthur's court. This is a great example of a book or epic poem that is completely reimagined because the original story is so long ago, it has to be.
Yeah. I've got one too.
One I haven't seen, Hamnet.
No, haven't seen it. Haven't read it either. But there's another one that I have both seen and read, which I might have actually talked about before. But Practical Magic, it's got a sequel coming out this year. I'd be really interested to see what they do with the sequel. Now, that is an example of the movie is better than the first book, but the series Practical Magic overall is really fantastic because it kind of goes back. It's following this one family. If you haven't seen it or read it, it's two sisters, magical family, curse put on the line so that anybody that they fall in love with is destined to die, basically. So the first book tells that story, and so does the first movie. But then I think it's the second, and the second book goes back in time to their aunt's childhood, because the aunts look after them in the first book and in the movie as well, like raise them up. It goes back to the aunt's childhood, and then the third book goes all the way back to the original ancestor that placed the curse and like her reasons why. And then the fourth book, I think, takes you back to present day and into the future. So as a whole, the series is really interesting and weaves together really well. But if you just take the first book and the first movie at face value, I know a lot of people often don't continue with the series because they see the movie and they think it's so great. They're expecting the same from the book. But yeah, I'll be interested. I haven't looked too much into what they're going to do with the sequel, like which books they're going to tell the story of, or if it's going to go off and, take in a creative license kind of way and tell a different story. I'm not sure. I haven't looked into it, but that's one of my ones.
Would you like to do a brief quiz?
Okay. I'm scared.
Is it based on a book? Yay or nay?
Okay.
The Godfather.
Yay.
That's right.
Yes.
Casablanca.
Yes. I wouldn't have been able to tell you the title, but
is Casablanca?
Yeah.
Nope.
Oh, really?
Totally original. MASH.
Oh, now they all feel like trick questions. No.
It is.
Oh.
I've seen it on the shelf.
Wow. Oh, you're right.
The Matrix.
No.
That's right. It's original.
Yeah.
Psycho.
Yes?
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
A Streetcar Named Desire.
Oh. No?
It's a play. Yeah.
Yeah, I was just about to say, I feel like this is a trick question. I think it's a play.
Jaws.
So kind of. I feel like that's a half right. Jaws. Yes?
It is.
Yeah.
Without the soundtrack.
Yeah.
Braveheart.
No.
That's right.
Great movie, though.
Yeah. The Princess Bride.
Yes.
It's a book.
Yeah.
Blade Runner.
No.
Yes and no.
Oh.
The book title is different. Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep? And I think they're wildly different.
Interesting. I didn't actually realize those. There we go. I learned something.
What about Clueless?
Oh, well, in a way, yes.
Yeah,
it's
Jane
based
Austen.
on Emma.
Yep.
Yeah. That's one of my favorite fun facts to tell people.
And that concludes From Pages to the Screen. There was one I could talk about, The Odyssey. It hasn't come out yet. I loved the epic poem. Haven't seen the movie, but I think people online need to stop complaining about it.
You have to do a part 2 when it comes out, Andy.
Sure. Yeah, all right. I'm writing it down now.
Get you back for your thoughts after seeing the movie. Well, thank you.
You have a song you'd like to play?
I do. I recently got to see one of my favorite bands live, the Mountain Goats, and the song by them, it's Up the Wolves from their album Sunset Tree, but this is a re-recording. They did like a re-recording of a few of their songs. It's called the Jordan Lake Sessions, so we're going to play the Jordan Lake Sessions version. You're listening to The Shelf, a radio show for Whangarei District Libraries on Beagle Radio 88.1 FM. That song was Up the Wolves, Jordan Lake Sessions version by the Mountain Goats. Andy has some hobbies.
I'm a very interesting person with a lot of hobbies.
Varied interests. Sorry, that was a very silly way to intro this segment.
Oh, no worries. But it is true. The hobbies I can think of that I have started at the library.
Woo!
So that's our saying of the day. Hobbies begin at the library.
Yeah.
Maybe I have told this story, but I'm going to tell it again.
Yeah.
In March 2020, about a week before lockdown, and we all knew lockdown was inevitable, I decided to buy a guitar. I went directly from the music shop with my guitar case to the public library. This is in Kerry, though, mind you.
Shout out Far North.
Yeah, shout out to the Far North Proctor Library. I went to the 780 section, that's music, and checked out an armload of guitar method books and brought them home. And then we all got the alert that lockdown was happening. So I got to work because I had spare time.
Yeah.
I went through these method books to see which way I wanted to learn how to play guitar. And, well, 6 years later, and I consider myself a competent guitarist.
That's so cool.
And it all started at the library. I went to the music section of our nonfiction collection yesterday, and I found a lot of useful books that could get you started on guitar or any instrument, really. We have many choices. And if you go to the library catalog and do a simple keyword search, you can find what you need. Just remember to try different keywords, such as guitar method, play guitar, or you could name another instrument, and type learn to play, fill in the blank.
Yeah.
Learn to play the Irish whistle.
Learn to play ukulele, and then you could check one out from the Hekakano collection.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
While you're there.
So, yeah, we have those too.
Yeah.
And we have sheet music. This stuff is so hard to find now, expensive to buy. So use the sheet music that we have in the collection, and we have a lot of it.
Yeah.
And we cover so many genres too: classical, jazz, pop, rock, folk, etc. LJ, look at this book that I found in the junior section. How to Play Guitar in 10 Easy Lessons.
Oh, I feel like even I could do that.
Well, it's a kid's book, yes, and it covers a lot of information, but it can still be understood by an adult.
Yeah. No shame in picking up kids' books when you need them. I didn't know that I knew that you could play guitar, but I didn't know that little detail about it starting at the library.
Absolutely.
It's far more successful than my my foray into crochet.
And
yes.
Yeah, and that's how I started out with one of my hobbies. I was at the library. I started with a keyword search, how to play guitar, and bingo.
Wow.
I also got books about brewing beer, but that's another story. Just remember, it starts with a keyword search.
Yes.
Have you got a similar?
Yeah, well, not as successful, but but it's not over yet. I believe in myself. But yeah, a couple of years ago, I picked up crochet. I've tried to knit in the past, but didn't have much patience for it. I thought that maybe with crochet, it wouldn't be easier, but it's just a different kind of movement. And yeah, it definitely taught me a lot about patience. But yeah, with doing uni, I didn't have as much time to pick it up. And yeah, last year was a bit of a hard year, but this winter I'm determined to have a half-finished scarf project. That was just my starting off point, but I definitely we've got tons of books on crochet and other fiber arts in the library and how to do them, so if you have interest in that as well, there's definitely the 700s are the place to be for hobbies. The library in general, but yeah, you'll find the guitars and the knitting needles there.
Chess,
Well, that's so true as well.
A customer asked me, "Do you have books about sword fighting techniques?" Yes, we do.
I was going to say, what was the answer? Oh, that's exciting. Yeah. We also have a librarian that does sword fighting herself.
Oh yeah,
medieval sword fighting.
Yeah, that was my one of my first segments that I ever did on this show. Was I interviewed
that's right.
our Shelfie Milani about how
she spends her spare time.
Yeah, whacked a guy with a sword.
So yeah, you never know what your librarians are up to. But yeah, cool. Thanks, Andy.
So have we got anything coming up?
Well, we do have school holiday programs starting shortly, so keep an eye out. Nothing's gone up on the website as yet, but I know that there are some things in the pipeline. And just a heads up, if you were planning to come to the Mana Wahine talk tomorrow, unfortunately that has been cancelled. But yeah, I'm just having a quick look to see. It's mostly our usual preschool fun times, although we take a break from those over the school holidays because we have our school holiday program instead. And there's also a genealogy group this Sunday, 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. at the Whangarei Central Library in the Maybain room. So that's upstairs in the Central Library.
On Saturday?
Yeah, oh, sorry, did I say Sunday?
Yeah.
This Saturday,
Yeah.
10 a.m. to 12 p.m. Thanks, Andy. The Whangarei branch of the New Zealand Society of Genealogists invites members of the community to join them on the first Saturday of the month. Doors open at 9:30 with presentations and meetings starting at 10 a.m. So, you can go along and learn more about genealogy, family history, and how to find your ancestors and their stories.
I'll just give a quick shout out to the mobile library. Basically, I drive a converted camper van around town.
Yeah.
And if you see me parked on Prince's Street tomorrow, yes, you are allowed to come on the bus.
Yay!
And check out a book. And just
it's a great service.
It is. And I enjoy it. I see so many happy folks.
Yeah.
And if I'm parked at a kindergarten, if you're a kindergarten teacher, please bring a group out. The bus is there for you. So bring a group out there. Just have them look at the light up ceiling.
There's some very cool little functions on there as well as the awesome books. But yeah, it's an incredible service, and it's really neat that we get to serve our. It does city stops and it does rural stops as well. So you can have a look on the library website and see if it comes near you. So you can get your holds brought out on the bus as well. Or you can come and ask us for a pamphlet next time you're in to see if the days or times suit you. Especially if you live rural or have limited mobility, it's really useful if you have a stop close to you, then you can still access our resources and bring them to you in a different way.
Yeah, and the bus is full. It is always stocked with books as a policy.
Yeah.
So they don't shake around while I'm driving. It's jarring when you hear it.
Health and safety.
So we've got a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Come check it out.
Amazing. All right. Do you have a song that you'd like to
I do.
play us out with?
It's on the topic of guitar music.
Excellent.
The guitar player Jose Feliciano is very well known for Feliz Navidad. However, he also was a shredder on the guitar.
Wow.
And I wish people knew that more, because, man, could he play. So this is Jose Feliciano with Flight of the Bumblebee.
Ka kite.
Ka kite.
See you at the library.